I'm turning it on right. Okay, we are good.
All right, let's go ahead and do a roll call and introduction of guests. I'm Krista Price, board president.
I'm John Christie, I'm a VP.
Norma Yella.
Page board. Brad White, Phoenix.
Taco Vegas, rec center managers.
George Hammer, CEO.
Shelby Percy, finance HR. Kelly Cooney, office assistant.
And then who do we have back here as guests?
I'm Teresa Rehab with the Morrow County Block.
The Morrow County blog.
Yes.
Okay.
My registered state registry number or anything?
Unless you do, no,
No.
I don't think so. We're just putting your name down for the minutes.
Joanna Ortiz or.
Tucker Ortiz.
Thank you, thank you. Alrighty, as far as the approval and meeting agenda, does anybody have any comments or additions?
You guys want to hear any soccer updates?
You can do that. Oh, well, then it's not board right now.
I don't have to. We're good.
Is the park hosting it? Or did we just
You are
approve the use of
sponsoring
it?
We just approved the use.
We approved the use?
Yeah.
Okay,
With the insurance. Yeah, I'd like to know numbers and stuff. That'd be great. Or that, pretty cool.
okay, so,
Update, what?
so you could put that under what, new business, other business?
Other business, yeah.
Anything else, board members? If not, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
I moved that we approve the agenda with that one change. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed unanimously. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go with public comment. Do we have any of our guests here today that wanted to address the board? Oh, I'm so sorry. Do we have somebody online?
Yeah, she just got in. It's Soraya.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is Sarah, can she hear us?
Yeah, she can hear us.
Okay, make sure you document her as a guest. Soraya, are you here in listen only mode or are you here to address the board?
Listen only.
Listen only. Okay, all right, thank you. Did you need to address the board tonight?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I've never done this before.
okay, sure, yeah, no problem. So you're welcome to come up so that we can hear you a little bit better if you'd like, and we have is it a 2 or 3 minute? A 3 minute time frame for talking, so.
I wrote it down just so I don't forget.
Okay.
It's pretty short and to the point. So I've never done this. I'm not like a good public speaker. So. Anyway, so I'm here tonight to discuss an incident that occurred on January 12th between myself, my husband, and your CEO, Mr. Scheimer. We went for the purpose to discuss with him a matter that occurred previously at the rec center. He initially greeted us in a manner where I immediately felt tension. He began yelling at me unprovoked after my husband asked a question. He became verbally hostile from the beginning. He yelled very loudly, "We're not doing this, get out." If you would like to see an example later, you are more than welcome to see that if you allow that. There was no reason for him to become so verbally hostile based on the simple question my husband asked that any supervisor should have been able to answer or handle in a calm manner. I've never talked to a supervisor for any business that has treated me that way. I asked your CEO, Mr. Scheimer, to talk to us civilly, and he continued to yell. Your CEO lunged at me in a manner in which caught me off guard, as I was not expecting that type of behavior. He set the tone for this discussion. After this, he took it upon himself, representing as a CEO, to call my employer Now, what is he trying to get out of this? There's absolutely no excuse to justify this behavior for a CEO to treat a member of the community this way. Please take this situation seriously, because it could happen to anyone else. You can't correct the problem if you don't correct the behavior. Now, this could happen to you, your wife, your husband, your other half. Put yourself in my shoes. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Mrs. Ortiz? Okay. Have you made have you written a complaint to the board? Or is this your first
This is,
interaction?
yeah, I've never done this before. Yes.
Okay,
I am going to proceed with it.
okay. Thank you for coming and sharing your concerns. We, the board, would want to, if you have something that like that you would want to share, we would probably want that in writing, correct, board? Yeah. So if you could address that to the Boardman Park and Rec board and put that in writing and then provide your name and contact information, that would be very helpful to us. And then we will look into the matter and then address that with you. And I appreciate you coming to speak to us. I do.
Okay. There's been a gap between the 12th and now. And I'm glad that there was a gap because it gives me time to make a good decision, because it could happen to anyone else. And
Process things.
yes, and it gives me the time to process, not just reacting over like some sort of impulse decision or make impulsive decisions. That's not my character, and that's why I'm glad that I had the time to sit and process.
Yes, if you could address that to Krista Price specifically. And right, that's me.
Oh.
If you could address that to Krista Price as board president, and then either drop it off at the office here to the park secretary and she can get that to me, or you can bring it or mail it to our, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Shelby Piercy. And then she'll get that to me. That'd be great. So yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Do we have any other?
Yeah, I'm done with.
Okay.
All right, so the only reason I'm here is for the incidents that happened. I go to the gym pretty regularly, try to get it going since I've lived here for the last 4 years. I went to the bathroom as I was leaving to wash my hands. It smelled like marijuana. It was very clear. The whole bathroom reeked of it. So I did what any normal person would do. If they smelled marijuana from the bathroom, I reported it to the employees. And that's pretty much how we got here. So it went from that to my name being brought up to the individuals that were pretty much accused or, yeah, they were accused of it, of smoking weed in the bathroom. It was retaliation on their half. So in my response, I went to go to the rec to talk to George about why my name was brought up in the first place by their employees. I mean, it was private information that didn't need to be shared with them. It was made public, so it was very much misshared information. The moment we got there, he was hostile. The second he walked in that door, it was, get in my office, let's get this done. It wasn't, hey, come to my office, or hey, come into the room, let's talk about it. No, it was, all right, let's get this done. That's the voice I got when I got there. It wasn't, hey, let's talk about this in private. No, it was that the moment I got there. It went for me telling him how my name was brought up to these people, and now they know who made the complaint, and look how they plan on seeking their revenge in a way to just get out. I shared very few words, and I was told to get out the second I got there. To him yelling and screaming at my wife, to getting within inches of my wife and pointing his little crooked finger at her. This is the person that is here to talk to your employees, to talk to your customers that go there, whether it has been me or her or anybody else. If they go to file a complaint or go talk to him about an issue, that's how he's going to respond. This is a very common issue with this man. He has a temper and he does not know how to hold it. He showed it very, very easily from the second I got there. This is why I'm here to file a complaint against him. You need to look into who you hired and why his anger issues are such a problem with fucking customers that go to the rec regularly. That's all.
Thank you. Are you willing to put yours in writing as well?
I will.
Okay. Same instructions then. If you can deliver it to Park Secretary Shelby Piercy, she'll look at that to me and then the board will review. Okay, make sure you have your name and contact information in there. Okay, thank you. Hold on just a sec while I make notes. Okay, and then does our other guest have anything to address with the board? You're just here to listen?
Right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we've already done our introduction of guests. Are you in here in listen only mode? Or are you, okay, all right.
Listen only.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. And your names?
Server. Their work.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I couldn't hear you. Jesse? And what's your last name, Jesse? Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, both of you. Alrighty. If there is no more public comment, then we're gonna go ahead and move on to number 5, which is minutes of the previous board meeting. Does anybody have any corrections? I do on one particular page. Page, it's 3 in our board packet. It's under archiving social media. That particular section ended on me. It sounds as though I told you to turn it off and to not do it instead of paying for it. And that wasn't how we left it, I don't believe. I thought that we had okayed him to do it. I was just complaining.
No, he said not to, we said
Oh, we
not to
did?
do it, yeah.
So that was
Just
actually,
turn off all the comments.
oh,
because of
okay,
that. Yeah. We
Okay.
don't have to archive it.
okay. I didn't know if that was how we ended it.
I thought we wanted comments, because we want to see what people are. Sorry.
So what did we decide? Because I thought I was just complaining and then,
Yeah, I feel like we should have comments, even if we have to archive them, I don't care at this point. I wanna see what people say.
at the cost of $4,100 a year. You think,
So
or
is this what we've been paying for already?
we have not, it would be a new
No,
service.
this is not a service we do right now.
Leave the comments on, we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because legally we have to.
Oh.
Do either of you two have any comments on that? Do you remember what you had
I really don't wanna spend $4,200 on archiving stuff. I don't know if there's another way we can take comments from them if we wanna have a complaint box, is that most of the comments that are gonna be there? I don't know if that legally would cover us, having a complaint box, at the rec center and at the park. Did you look into that, George?
Yeah.
But I don't wanna spend $4,200 to copy people's comments. That just. We're on a pretty tight budget to begin with.
Do you have any comment, John?
That's kind of what I thought we talked about last time.
Okay. That's okay. That's just fine with me then.
We'll put up some blank boxes.
But check with the SDAO and make sure we're satisfying that law.
Good.
We need to keep those complaints. And there'll be a paper copy we can file away if we need to.
Alrighty, do we have any other comments on the meeting minutes from November 28th? If not, I need a motion to approve them.
We'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from last, wait. November.
I would second it.
All in favor?
Like,
Aye,
Aye.
passed unanimously. All right, so Shelby, on financials, we're gonna take it clear back apparently. Oh, well, after you do the regular stuff.
I was gonna ask, do you want me to go over each individual month, or did you want me to just focus on December since that's the most recent one?
I don't know, what do you guys think?
I would say this December.
Yeah, I read through November. Did everybody review November?
Mhm.
Okay,
Could we go over the one page that has everything
page
real
4.
quickly
Yeah, we'll go over that and then,
and then skip to the next month?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this is everything as of January 19th. We made the bond payment and the Bank of VO loan payments in December, so those have been paid. We have one payment left for the Bank of VO, which will be due on January 1st of this next year, and then that one will be done. Currently in the rec center operations, there is $12,715.26. In the LGIP, there's $8,075.66. The park has $60,924.31. In their LGIP, we're at $2,463,982.26. Is there any questions on this page?
So by the end of the year, okay, yeah. Good.
Yeah. So page 5, 6, and 7, which you haven't seen in a while, they are the payment schedules for the GO bond, the Bank of EO loan, and the boat dock loan. I started the next payment so that you guys could see where those payments are gonna be at. Our next payment for the GO bond is not till June. And it's gonna be $539,818.75. And it shows the last payment for the Bank of EO loan is due on 1/1/25. And then our next payment for the boat dock loan won't be till June 1st of this year.
Okay, there's not much for me, Shelby.
Yep.
So we'll be done paying this $120,000 off next January, correct?
Yes.
Can we pay off the boat dock loan in 26? If we want to pay it all in each, pay it off early. What's the
No.
interest rate on it?
Well, so the boat dock loan, so what it is, it's a loan from ourselves to ourselves.
Okay,
So we've been taking any money that we get in from the boat dock rentals
Okay.
and pay that back.
Okay.
So unless we rent out that dock fully, we
Just
don't
don't
have to
like
pay it
that.
back really.
okay, so we'll have $120,000 in 26 that will. Correct.
Yeah.
If we don't, normally have.
Yeah, so it'll be the 25, 26.
Okay.
That'll be. Okay. So 8 through pages 8 through 14 cover October's financial. Did you guys have any questions that you saw in there? These were the ones that were not available at the November meeting.
You sent these on the email, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. So these- Chairs. And then page 15.
So on page 15, that's where you're down under property tax revenue. That's where we're showing that big amount that came in, right?
Yeah.
703.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, that's what came in during November. I believe our budget was 682 that we had estimated we were gonna get. Can't remember.
And it was 804 on page, unless I'm just reading it wrong, but on back here on page 12 says that we had budgeted 807, 254 on line 4024.
Yeah. So for the total year, it would be 807.
Yeah,
So we got a
yeah,
large portion of it.
yeah. Oh, yeah, huge portion of it.
Is there any other questions on November? Did you guys want me to go over it? I'm doing.
I'm gonna set it up. Hold on.
I have a question. That payment to the city of Boardman, was that for like the whole year on
What page are you on?
page 19? On November 3rd. 17, 14,
We'll have to pull which one that is. That might be the third quarter, the tax. Yeah,
Transit tax.
yeah. It would, I'm betting it's the third quarter transient tax, then also includes October. It probably includes October's water, sewer, and garbage, both places.
Which page are you wanting to pick up on?
19.
December's?
For December, it goes to page 24.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so total revenue overall so far for this year, and this includes the property taxes. We're at middle column, 3/4 of the way down, 1,872,204.21. Total expenditures for this year, bottom of page 25. 1,203,965.13. So right now we have a net profit of 668,238 each.
We always like those black numbers.
Yep. We don't have anything to outstand. On page 26. Third line from the bottom, unearned revenue that came in during December was 263,305.47. So that's reservations that were made that haven't been completed for this year. So we've already got that little pretty kind of sitting. Page 28, 29, and 30. This is our budget to actual. It includes all of the expenditures that were input until January 19th for this year. So it still shows our revenue 1,879,3741. Expenditures goes up to 1,306,768.67. And if you look, so on page 28, fourth row down, line item 1125.
Mhm.
So you see our budget was $2 million balance in the LGIP. We have 2,463,982.26. So we're $463,000 ahead.
Is that because of those funds that came in?
It is, but it puts us.
Looks like your memberships are ahead, like 10,000.
Yep, the adult couples are ahead by 10,000.
and then 6,000 on other.
Yes, so the other campground revenue, so that includes the flat rate utility fee that we started adding for our extended stays this winter. It also includes the advertising fees that we've been collecting for doing our own campground broker this year instead of using the other company that used to do it for us. By doing that, it's allowed us to collect the funds ourselves and kind of pick and choose who we want to and advertise to more companies. They weren't really hitting up very many businesses.
Nice.
So there's 31 through 35 is the park checking account activity for December.
CC fees?
Credit cards. It's the credit card deposits coming in.
Gotcha.
And the Connected Pro, is that what you use at the,
That's the auditors. Mhm.
That's the name there?
It's Connected Professional Account, CPA. Yep.
Okay.
and the concrete didn't charge us to do that again, right, to fix that? Okay. Zion.
What's Zion Natural?
Those are like,
That's the company we used to have the survey done for the boat dock
Oh,
expansion. Yeah. They finally completed it. Told us.
And then you Zion Bank. Is that
Zion Bank is the bank that we have to pay for the geo bond. There's no questions on that one. Page 36 has the activity for the pool bank account. We are getting closer to being able to close that. We have just a couple of more vendors that we're trying to get the depository and the information switched over so we can go ahead and close them up. Okay.
good deal. That will be a relief. All right, 37.
Page 37, so you'll see in November is way up for cash. That is because there was a glitch in our campground system. It went live 3 days early. So some of the money that normally would have been coming in December came in the last 3 days of November. And that's why December is down as well. Because of that. So overall for the year, cash basis wise, 469,414 had been collected for reservations. And then we had 738 nights stayed in November and 754 in December.
Why do we have such a big discrepancy from last year to this year?
The campground was completely booked full last year, and it's only about halfway right now. And a lot of the reason is because the projects aren't going like they were last year. And they're just now starting to gear back up. And so we're starting to get called and people wanting to come in for these next 2 months.
Okay. 1/10 rental in December?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
You know,
I did pull up, from 92 to 2003, I found their report. And it kind of amazing to see that how much it has increased. You know, from 7,500. Now we're at. Over 16.
Oh, yeah.
17,000, you know. So it's pretty impressive.
For sure. For sure.
38 and 39, those are the stats. You know, November's gonna be down just because we were closed, for maintenance. But December was up by 1,000 scans. compared to last year, so. In page 40, 41, 42, and 43. This is the recap of the capital expenditures that we've done over the years and since I hadn't given it to you since June of last year, I figured I might as well give it to you. So for this year, we've had 211,190.27 in capital expenditures this year. A large portion of it was the new fish station, the resurfacing of the pool deck and multi-purpose room, and then also the new, or the boat dock on the survey for the reconfiguration of the boat dock.
Okay, alrighty, thank you for that. Board have any questions? I need a motion to pass the finish.
I move to approve the financials I presented.
No second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
I am there.
Unanimous?
Thank you. In favor, sorry, I'm kind of.
That's okay. Old business, so district policy updates, trespass policy. All right, did the board have a chance to review this? George, do you want to talk on this at all?
Well, I worked with some other CEOs and worked with our managers. Who pretty laid out here for you. If the law says that anybody that is an employee technically can trespass someone. You want to give examples of why a person could be trespassed. In the third paragraph, it talks about the process we want them to follow. If the employee has a situation where they feel like they need to trespass someone, for it to actually be done by the managers. But they do need to contact their manager and get that approval first. And if they can't get hold of their direct manager, they can contact one of the other managers or myself. And then they have to do a write-up as soon as it's done. And then, of course, it says there in the fourth paragraph that if the situation becomes hostile, the employee should contact the police and have the person trespass ordered. And it's under our recommendation as the district to have the employees trespass the person for lifetime, because that can always be reduced. It's hard to get it for longer after that. And then the next part is for lifting and reducing the trespass. That is, I talk to other CEOs and they just do it this way. The manager, myself, CEO, has sole responsibility for lifting or reducing the time of any trespass orders given by district employees. If the says here, if other legal action is tied in with the trespass, the individuals who were trespassed must have completed all legal action and obligations before the trespass will be lifted or reduced. That'd be included if they have any fines they got to pay, the time is served that they've done, they're off probation. And then CEO will use discretion when making the decision whether to lift the trespass or not. Lots of considerations to be made, or whether the crime was a property crime or a crime against people. CEO will consult with the district attorney. CEO will consider input given by any employee involved with the incident, especially if the employees were injured or they are the ones who trespassed the person. And then the employee would be advised if the trespass is lifted as well. That was involved.
All right. So I do want board comment on this. I'm gonna talk first, though. Number one, 2 is the paragraph that says before trespassing a person, the employee must contact their manager. That needs to say manager or CEO. There.
What does it say in the next sentence? If the employee's manager is not available, employee will contact another manager or the E CEO.
Okay,
Can we just take that whole first sentence off? And just,
You would prefer that they don't go to another manager?
no,
No.
not at all.
Okay.
I think it needs to be clear that the employee can either call the CEO or another manager right off the bat if their manager isn't available. We don't want them to think too hard. They need to just be able to call another manager or the CEO right away.
let me call.
What was that, Norma?
I'm giving an example, like, oh, someone's in a meeting, I can't call them. My direct manager, I have to
Mhm.
call the CEO. But yeah, that they're able to do that.
Right. But they don't have to go looking for another manager. They should be coming to you directly.
Okay,
If I read this correctly, we're gonna give our managers power to trespass.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing.
yeah, well, any employee, it doesn't matter what level. Once they're an employee, if they want to trespass them, they can trespass someone.
And then the CEO basically steps in later, which is this paragraph, and says that, yeah, we're gonna take it away, reduce it, blah, blah, blah. He'll deal with it after the fact.
Because it doesn't matter if it's one of our booth people. They can trespass anyone by law. That's in the ORS, that says that way. So we're just making it so that they have to get hold of a manager. We prefer that you use their direct manager. But if they can't reach them, we want them to be able to get hold of, at least another manager. But if you don't want them to go through another manager.
Maybe
have direct
we can just,
communication,
maybe we can just reword it in a
Just
different,
reword
anyway,
it.
and then, and it could be like, as I said, before trespassing in person, the employee must contact their manager, comma, another manager,
Or
and,
CEO.
or the CEO. Just keep it that
Okay.
simple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm with
It
you,
just needs to
okay.
be reworded.
Then it's says the same
Mhm.
thing in a shorter way.
Correct.
Okay,
And then the first paragraph under procedures, you can do away with the middle line and just start the paragraph by saying the CEO will have sole authority and discretion to lift or reduce the time of any trespass orders given by a district employee. We don't have to restate that the CEO will use discretion, like that's a given. So my recommendation is the first sentence would be the CEO will have sole authority and discretion to lift or reduce the time on any trespass orders given by a district employee. If legal action is tied with the trespass, the individuals who were trespassed must have completed all legal action obligations.
So I had a question on that, because I did have a friend whose husband was trespassed, remember I messaged you? For her kid, her stepson, whatever, doing whatever. And then I asked her how everything went, and she said that it was all, I'm kind of tying this all together. It was all a misunderstanding, and their trespass was lifted. But now hearing what they've said, it's the same person.
How's that tied to our policy right now, Irma?
Because I believe the police were called. And I don't even know if they went through any procedures to have that lifted.
So my question is, this is a form or template of what the policy would look like
Oh.
to our district.
So not yet.
Correct.
So they don't have to go through that yet.
We are discussing what we want it to look like, because right now we don't have anything. Correct. The last paragraph needs to be rewritten. In general. I don't mind what you're saying. I think it just needs to be rewritten. To be a little more efficient. Which I can discuss with you later. So board, do you have any more comments? I was the one initially talking. What do you guys have anything that you want to say as well on this?
I think it's a good first start, like, as we're going through, it's good. Like, bones of it, I think we need to be rewritten in a few things. We gotta get lost.
Once it's rewritten, you'll bring it back to us next meeting and we'll adopt it.
Sure. We would have to have it out in. Yeah, can it be put? You can put it on the agenda and then put it in the packet and then we can adopt it.
Okay, what can the next meeting, if it's right, that's it.
Okay, add that to, let's make a note to make sure that gets done. Since we've been dealing with that for quite a while. All right. On decision,
Oh, it's supposed to be discussion.
oh.
Well, last month, Mr. Board talked about. And going for a ball, we discussed a little bit in our meeting, and further discussions with, the city. Board. We want to keep going forward on that is what we want to, what do we want to do with it? I've got list of projects that would tie into this. That if we do this, I want to, there'll be construction of buildings. There'll be construction. To me, I think if we go for it, we should go for it big.
So I don't, sorry to interrupt you. I don't remember seeing anything. Didn't you have a meeting with the public?
Yes, we have.
So
We've had,
what's the results of?
well, we had a meeting where people got to put input on, what they'd like. We keep getting more and more input as we go along here. I broke it up into, as you see there, there's senior base, there's youth base, adult base, there's other projects for BPRD, there's special events, facilities.
What's
and
the
then-
consensus? Because that's a lot.
There's a ton, there's just a lot of activities people want. And so, and we're not done, in the old park plan, former manager, he had a couple of events that where he gave more input from the public. I'm waiting for BCDA to do their public input because they'll have a section for recreation as well. I just don't think we have enough input, enough people to put in input on it.
Yeah, how many people came?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
gonna
there
say.
wasn't a lot. There was 20,
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
roughly
Okay, is
20.
BCDA doing a survey?
They're supposed to, see, I thought they were gonna do it in December. That was the original plan, but they didn't do it in December, and I don't know. I've not got an answer of when they're gonna do that.
Okay, we'll check with them
And
and
if they
find out.
don't, we'll do another one. Try to get more
We had
input
that in
like that.
Spanish also, right?
We had, no, well, we had an interpreter there to be able to interpret for them, yes, but no one was there that was really Spanish speakers. That one. But there were some good questions when I went back through the old park plan. One improvements would you like to see in community parks? What services would you like the district to provide for your family? Would you be willing to help support the desired improvements by supporting small increase in the district tax base? Which park does your family utilize in the community and what do you do most often in the park? And then are there any questions for the district board of directors? Those were those were asked that meeting. We didn't ask that at this meeting because I didn't find that survey questions until afterwards. I thought I liked what they asked before. I think those are good. And we just took the ideas that people gave us and just put them on
So
there.
without me having to stop and read all this, what, are we looking at a facility? Are we looking at classes?
You can
What are
see-
we looking at?
You can look at the facility, you can see how many facilities that people have put down for ideas. I mean, it's a whole page worth.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they all
I'm sorry,
use
I'm not-
one building.
Yeah, I'm saying,
No.
what kind of a building are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at both.
Wanting a building
We
or
want it-
wanting classes?
We want to do both.
Okay,
Yeah, we want both. So we're looking at the North Soccer facility.
okay,
We're looking at a multi-purpose facility that can do like dance groups come in, practice.
right,
We can do sewing classes as well, along with kitchen.
Mhm.
So we can teach cooking classes. There are, no, there,
are we looking at a building the size of the rec center again? that what we're looking
the
at?
indoor soccer is gonna be a big building.
Right,
Yeah. We've talked to Oregon Potato about the practice field and using that area. They're gonna talk to their supervisors above them, see if that could be a possibility. The city is wanting to. They were looking at doing a multi-purpose building, but they're not gonna do that, so that would go into what? And the property would be to buy from the school. They're at the corner of the southwest corner of Main and Wilson. And build a multi-purpose facility there.
Did we look at the soccer field, the freeway one by the splash pad?
Well,
That way maybe we can get like all the
I
rec
can,
stuff.
I
through
can
and
tell you
we've already
that
got
they've got
working.
plans for that
We
area.
already do.
Yeah, that's already got earmarked for other
So,
projects. So, what's that?
did somebody buy that?
the city has it,
The city owns that,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
MBCDA.
so.
OBCD.
They have property down there as well, yep, so, I mean, I know there's plans to be going down, projects that are going down there. So, that'll move some of the stuff out of there that's in there, putting in the dog park, they could put in.
Property is very expensive in Boardman. So if we
Yep.
plan on acquiring enough land to build something, it's going to be hefty.
I think that, from this, just listening, I think that we need to have a lot more, meetings with public, and then once we have gotten all these ideas, then I think that we would have to create some sort of, just like they would with any bond-to-bond committee, which doesn't mean all of us, the whole group, but probably some from this group being part of that to then have the community, because the next step is how do you get that information out to the community, saying this is what we're going for versus just an idea of a group of people in a room, right? Like, how do you get that in? That's how you're gonna pass a bond anyways, is people need to know that they have had input or get input, and then how much it will cost, right? All those things, because we know that people that have talked to, all the things that are on the tax base right now, how much that's actually will make the voters, how much, it won't be as much money as
Right.
people think. It'll be,
Yeah.
per dollar will be a lot less amount, but
Also,
not everybody knows that in our community, but they don't, like, for anything, so.
also we use what we already have, like the senior center for the cooking classes, like the schools for the indoor. I mean, we're already doing that.
How do you promote it differently, right?
Well, I
Yeah,
know
so-
one of the ideas was to actually build on to the senior center.
Yeah,
Make
they
it
have a
bigger.
ton of land there.
Yeah, there's areas we can
So
build out.
I think if we use all of that first and see how much interest there is, then people will be like, oh yeah, we need to get it ongoing. We don't have enough space in the kitchen.
And we'll be using it this summer for cooking classes for the teen.
Yeah,
summer.
I think showing the community why we need this facility because of all the things that we're already doing, we're overflowing. If we show that, then people are gonna be like, oh yeah, we do need this. We do need this facility. But if we don't have anything to show, like, oh, nobody's going to your cooking class, why would we want it and back to a month?
What was the feedback on the expansion of the park? Did people understand that when they stopped?
Well, when I talk to, well, it depends on who you talk to. Okay, we're still waiting, number one, for our lease to get approved.
Right.
And then talking to the board, it's gonna happen. It's gonna eventually happen. But this would be another thing to add on there is our expenses to build out two sections that we want to down here.
What I mean by that is when you look at that expansion, yes, it's an upfront cost to do that, but the long-term revenue of that is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
our park is what makes our rec even operate, like with everything. So even if we're adding new facilities, the park is still gonna drive the like, it's kind of, honestly, it kind of ends up being a wash.
Yeah.
There's not a lot, like, you have to expand, to even have those things for long term. We could go and get a bond and buy them. But if you're not making money off of the groups going in, then it's really a moot point, right? I'm just.
Nope,
I'm
you're
being
absolutely
probably
right.
common sense, but
I know if we do want to move forward with the bond action, then we have to have everything ready by August. To be on November's ballot. But we're pushing it if we're gonna do this. So I think that at this point, we're still trying to get everything in line. We've got to get hold of an engineer to come in to get our cost. What's it gonna cost for the expansion? We have no clue what that's gonna cost us.
yeah, that feels a little bit quick to me. I think we're probably more likely to do it in the spring of 2025.
That could be.
And just to quite, in all honesty, because you have to get
Yeah,
the
there-
price of everything.
Yeah,
I don't know if we, and with all the community groups and all the buying, might be that.
yeah, I don't
Yep.
see that happening by August either. That'd be pushing it. I agree with John.
My only concern is that I know that probably when the school's gonna go for their bond.
I think they're going a little later. They're going the following.
Is,
But
but I know that with us going for a bond. We still have the other bond. But it would be what's the word? That's not a refund. It's like a refinance basically. So this bond will pick up the old bond.
School.
Yeah, look like the Zelda. Yeah.
Yep.
When they did that last time, they did last time, that's what happened. They picked it up, yeah. That was done, thank goodness.
So are you advertising that the bond is for building, or are you advertising that the bond is for the park expansion?
It'll be both. I would say it's gonna be for both on that.
Okay.
If we're gonna do a bond, it's gotta be for all the big projects that we wanna be doing.
So that's a lot of work, like, I cannot, yeah, I would. It would be simple by August. So the district expansion, which is the next item on there. When is we have the paperwork submitted to the court?
For an expansion,
Oh, I'm sorry,
No, no.
the lease.
the lease is all, yeah, Ted did that before he left.
So when
That's
send it up
The core.
next year,
0.5, yep. 0.5, it'll be up.
what did they give you for the impression on that return on decision? Is it 6 months before, 3 months before? Like, what are they?
Say.
It doesn't hurt to nudge them. The gal was really nice.
Yep, and
We should
we
really
tried to
try.
make contact with her yesterday when I was at work. She didn't leave a message,
Mhm.
so, that is, I get the answer pretty quick.
Well, anything within a year, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
make sure we have.
I just don't see where they would give it. So,
No, I'm just curious on the length.
I am.
We applied for 50.
Yep, instead of the 25. That way, that will help us out toward the bond as well. As for the district expansion. It's a process of, it's gonna go to the voters in the areas that we want to expand to, south. Basically, if you take a line from the north end of bombing range and you went west until you get to 3 Mile Creek, and then it'll go up north to the river. And everything north of that line is boundary in the district's boundaries. And we want to get south of there, where like GG is and 3 Mile Canyons. Well, those are the areas we want to incorporate, because they're not in any boundaries. If you look at the county assessors maps,
What's the process?
the vote.
Who?
of those people that live in those areas. Owners,
So if the majority landowner is 3 Mile Canyon Farms, they will have the majority vote?
tell that for their section
Yeah,
that they have. PGE is the next one to the E, and they will have a say. And I've got phone calls in with them. Meet up with the right people on that, and it could be very easily. And that's the one we really want to get is PGEs. To me, 3 Mile Canyon Farms, there are people that live out there that use the rec center and such, but they have to pay out of district cost. They don't live in the district. And so that's where we want to try to help them out. And it could be just, they end up just giving a flat donation, and they'd rather do it that way. But PGE, because of possible future endeavors there, we want to have that as part of our taxing unit area. If that makes sense to you. But it's there to help the people that live in those southern parts, in district.
I guess what I was thinking is you can't get to PGE map wise without crossing 3 Mile. So it's not
And
like
that
you're
is
gonna be
true.
able to take a leap.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
Because they're straight line, north and south line on the east and west borders of it.
Okay, well, good luck to you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, board, do you have any other discussion on old business? If not, I'm gonna move on to new business. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Approval of budget calendar and appointment of a budget officer. Let's take a motion for Toby. Do I need somebody to make a motion?
You can make a motion.
Like you said, I'll take them.
We'll take a motion for Shelby.
I'll make a motion to appoint Shelby to be our budget officer.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Um,
Aye.
All right,
Thank you. Passed unanimously. Shelby, our dates are all good on here.
Yep.
I know I ask that every year, so,
Yep, I've double checked them, made sure that they all align with the requirements of meeting notices and everything, so
okay.
they're all good.
All right, so we would be looking at a workshop on
The next board meeting.
the next board meeting, so let's go ahead and cover that now, board members, so how much time do we need on that?
So we normally start at 5, so
Okay.
it's normally about an hour before. I always try and get the budget out to you guys at least a couple weeks ahead of time. So that you have ample amount of time to read over it. It's a separate packet from your board packet, so.
Okay. So February 27th, 5.
Yep.
Do I have, member Luis will not be here. So do we have any other board members that have conflicts?
Not currently.
on the 27th.
Yeah. At 5 PM.
what is it, Thursday, basketball?
Not that I have anything right now.
Basketball, is there any basketball games that day?
What's that, Norma?
I was just asking sport, if there was any basketball games that day. Oh, that's the only possible.
Maybe state. We'll take the league playoffs for the week of the 12th.
Okay.
The third round, the second round would be the 19th. So, in the state tournaments, usually I think at the end of the week.
It's before that, states before that. Turkey.
Is it? Okay.
Wrestling's before that. and
Okay.
then
All right, so everybody put 5 PM, the 27th. I need at least 3 board members on that meeting. And then
27th.
So
If you go home to.
I'll be sure to.
We'll provide meal.
What?
Food.
the March meeting falls during spring break again this year, just as a heads up. So I don't know if you
So
guys
we
want to
need to
adjust that or not.
remove that.
Can we,
Yeah.
yeah, cause
So-
it's been like every year.
It's because it's the 4th Tuesday of every month. So it's however it falls.
So we don't have any reason, I mean, it won't matter if we conflict with a city or court meeting, so we might as well move it so that half our board isn't missing, so. Yeah, so what do we have going on in March, you guys, what,
What could we just do it the week before?
yeah, can we do it the 19th? Everybody available on that date?
I am, yeah. So March 19th. I don't know yet for the spring stuff. So
I'm good.
sure, baseball stuff. Yeah.
That's great. We do the meeting and be like 5 and follow the meeting.
Nope, on March's, it's gonna be a regular one.
Yeah.
We just have to, appoint our budget committee. Good idea after our February meeting, who we want anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Shelby, so we're gonna have you correct your calendar to the 19th on the budget calendar. For appointing the budget committee. Does that then,
It doesn't change anything else.
okay, okay,
If we change any of the meetings after that,
Then-
it would.
okay. Okay, so 3/19, that'll be a regular board meeting at 6 PM, correct?
Yes.
And then we'll appoint the budget then.
Yeah, that's just naming people.
Yep.
And then, all right, so 6, got it. And if you think about it, if you could hold and highlight that little puppy in our February, when you send out the
Yep.
agenda, because Lord knows we might forget that. All right. Okay, all right, so everything else will fall in line. So I think we just need to have a motion to approve this. Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the budget calendar with the change to the March 19th date. That's presented.
I'll say.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed unanimously. Thank you. All right, quickly, new logo, what are we discussing on that?
Well, sure you can screen. Windows up, and I actually, we look out, you can do it this way. Not this way.
Cause I can't see it.
These are small, these are just, there's 4
Keep writing them
designs.
for you.
So
So you guys
coming
have it in
down,
front of you too.
if you go down the left side, that's what it looks like on a black with the white, and then the second one will be black on white, then red and black, and then there's some color schemes there as well. What I'd like you to do is, if you take a look, I'd like you to rank 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. And then, if you got some ideas that you would like to, from what you see, and you can make comments. I don't want to hear anything yet, because I just want you to rank them. And then you can write some comments on the back or on the pictures. I don't care.
Can I say something?
Not yet.
Choose
No,
the
no.
logo.
Why are we changing?
Yeah,
Because it's time for a change.
didn't we just change it though?
No.
Wasn't it like a different?
It wasn't that long ago. I mean, I don't know, 10 years goes by pretty quickly,
It
but
does.
Okay.
it's probably 10 years old at least, I would say. How old's the rec center? 5?
5.
5.
It's a little bit before that, right? Probably 6, 7 years ago. If that,
Mr. Boer, you just rank these.
so why do we
One,
have
two,
to
three.
change it?
You don't have to. Just. And then make some comment. No opinion whatsoever on the logo. I'm a dash guy to worry about all the stuff. Okay. Whatever the consensus is, I will say yes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
It's just what catches your eye? What do you like? Logos don't weigh me one way or another.
yeah. I actually like our current, so that's,
Well, we incorporated some of the old stuff in there. Yep, I made sure that was put in.
I'm with Krista. I feel like it's too much for my brain, too much for my eyes. The one we have right now is just simple, to the point. We can add park and rec, I mean, where's our logo? Boardman, yeah, super simple. I don't know, I feel like but there's only one that I'm looking at, and you probably know which one that is. It's not any, it's not any Nissa colors, I'll tell you right now.
there were only two that caught my attention. I turned that in. If anybody else wants to, great. But my overall consensus is to leave the logo the same. That's my opinion.
Do we just fold these and give it to you?
Sure. Sure. And if you look, there's not one that's missing color, so
There's a little blue on that.
it's the light blue. I don't know what it is.
Oil dish.
They're blue and red, so we didn't have any red.
Okay, let's move on to discussion of public meeting law.
Yep.
Did you guys have a chance to, it's not a big deal if you don't. I know we all have jobs outside of this, but did anybody have a chance to look over and review the SDAO news and risk management review? It's kind of interesting. No, okay, George.
Yeah, yours. I can just give you some updates that I know. We've had, I know I've been at 3 or 4 meetings about this. The public meeting law. Okay. You got the highlights right there in your manual.
Mhm.
Where did we get that by him?
Mine gets mailed to me, as a board member.
I don't get,
You-
You should be getting,
Oh.
some SBO emails
email,
that come through.
Yeah.
And they,
Yeah.
all the updates on there.
okay.
I didn't bring mine out.
Okay, well, I'll just copy these pages and email them to you guys to review. It's interesting that the good thing is that they are offering classes to us on the updates to the meeting laws, which is great. There's a thing in here, for instance, that says one must first file a written grievance with the public body within 30 days of the alleged violation, then one must give the public body up to 21 days to respond to the written grievance. Only after these prerequisites are satisfied can one file a complaint with the OGEC. So there's all sorts of things with, that's regarding our meeting laws, not grievances in particular, general grievances.
Oh, the public meeting law training requirements, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of better. I'll make copies. I didn't realize the board didn't get these, so,
No, I'm getting emails, I'm seeing
okay,
that now.
okay. And then they were talking about switching to a government domain.
That's gonna come into play for getting grants and stuff. So we're gonna have to switch from a .com to a .gov. So
To protect us with fraud and email and all that, which is not a bad thing.
Nope.
Our counties are on it, schools are on it, right? You're on a
they're
government
the-
domain. Oh, you're an org. Okay. Our counties are with the government domains.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's not even on
Yeah, city's not on it yet either.
Oh, the city's not either.
.com.
Oh. Interesting.
Like I said, I know for us to go for grants, that through many of the things, we're gonna have to have .gov.
Right. Right. The security is the biggest thing. If you're doing a lot of anything online, if we're switching to an online world like the rest of all the companies, then it's beneficial to be on those .gov websites because you're not going to get the cybersecurity issues that you will privately. So anyway, Shelby, do you get these? Do you get?
I
this
used to, I haven't seen one in a while though.
I'll make copies. I did not realize you guys don't have these. I'm so sorry. And then the only other thing was, this I found very interesting. It's, which they should be discussing at your conference you go to. I think you're gonna be there, correct? Yeah, the recreational immunity and how they're, yeah, that's
So
super
recreational
scary.
immunity is really important. It keeps us out of lawsuits, many things, but Supreme Court made a ruling like this where a person was walking their dog down to the beach. They got injured along the path
Yeah,
getting to the beach. And because the recreation activity was at the beach, they said that the path was not part of the recreation aspect. So,
it's huge regarding our trails,
Yeah.
right?
sure.
Um,
Now, luckily, our trails, there is a park that leads to a beach, just like that.
right,
And they would walk down there to go to the beach. There would be no coverage.
right.
So they're fighting it. So
We
that's
are fighting it, and so it just gives it gives like 6 bullet points here about how to help alleviate issues, so. I guess just pay attention, mind at that conference on that one. I'm
Okay.
curious as to see what they're recommending for
This is the one that's in March?
February.
February,
Oh, okay. It, at,
seaside.
Seaside.
okay. I
Yeah.
don't want it there.
Um,
Okay.
we do want to encourage you guys to go to the conferences as much as possible. I know it's not feasible for everybody, it's tough timing. Having the training that you get with SDO, and you know, when they come here,
Yeah,
that's the best thing, because it's right here. They learn that, you know, and they'll be coming back for more trainings here that we can get everybody to as much as possible. You know, Dave's gonna be there with, fire department representing them. But we'll wear one of our shirts one day. Great, have a shirt? I'll find one.
All right, district report, old logo, old logo.
Okay, I just want to highlight a few things here. Some things that came up. I forgot to put on about our Christmas party. Appreciate everyone that came for that. Supporting the kids and all the workers. I got 4 of the points. Well, we talked about the survey already, so we'll take that off. And then we did, sign up with the police department. So the, law enforcement can trespass people, after hours when no one's here. If they're up to no good, they can go ahead and trespass them. The other item that's not on there, I just figured this today, we're in the process, we'll have it wrapped up tomorrow, is the Kids in Parks track trail. It's a interactive online program. They'll get a brochure. We'll have a brochure stand along the trail, and the kids will come down and they can pull out whichever brochure they want to do, activities, they're tied in with it, and then they'll go online, fill out all the stuff they need to do on there, and then they'll be able to fill out and get prizes for doing the activities. So, and that's all through a grant that we don't even pay a dime for. So that'll be happening. I don't know when they're gonna bring over, but we just got the MOU today. To get that going. I do gotta put a shout out to our city, the city works department. They came down and helped that, with the snow removal. I got a card. We'll send a thank you to them tomorrow. Besides that, everything else is in the packet here. We've got, you know, trainings going on. We're still working on policies. We made good progress on policies. We'll just keep working on it. We got their mission statement, logo, vision statements, all in process. Fee structure for paying our workers. working on that. Shelby and I'll be gone for the conference next month. We talked about the reservations. The other project going on is the 10-year master park plan. We're working with the city and developing the parks for if within the city. And so we'll be working with them on that. Under the HR highlights, we've talked about campground, we're about 50%, not quite 50% full during the winter, but we still take drop-ins. People are still coming in. And then as when I typed this up last week, there was 6,176 nights reserved for next year. So, but yeah, for this year, sorry, for our summer time. So it could say 6,176 sites, nights. I don't know that many days.
Call court going in.
We still haven't got the approval from Corps of Engineers yet. So we're still waiting on them on that. So maintenance, one of the big things was getting porta potties this year down there for the winter months, because there's never been anything and it's always been gross. You go down there and then maintenance would have to clean up all the feces and stuff. And now we have porta potties. We said that had to be done. Did get a call about a leak in the women's locker room this weekend. This has been an ongoing one. Same problem, sounds like, but Brad was able to figure it out. Where it's coming from, and now we got to plan how to fix that so it doesn't happen again. There's a lot of projects that has happened, fixing things, and luckily our maintenance crew is doing a good job there. Under the recreation, big highlight for me is going to be the lifeguard certification class. We got 5 through this weekend, and now they'll go through the process of if they want to be hired. So, the recreation department is busy planning a bunch of activities. You can see what they're doing along with the sports. They've got some events coming up that'll be good for the community. And then I left you a calendar there of things that are planned right now for January, February, and March. We'll get that kind of stuff out into the newspaper and online. Yeah.
Can I suggest, I've always wanted to do this myself. Do Dia del Niño. Well, something that I've been wanting, I've even been talking to her with some people because they do it, they're doing something at their high school. Like a huge event for the
Kids.
yeah.
Let's see what we can do on that.
Any other comments on the district reports? Board?
27th, you're hosting girls basketball. Is that at the rec center?
It'll be at the rec center and at Simple.
We have,
It's.
Yeah,
have
we know when the
Saturday
river is being used for the,
we'll be out there at noon.
we'll be done by then too.
All right, does the board have any reports? I would hope that somebody would have spoke up when we did our agenda, correct?
Hey, I do have a couple things.
Okay,
Did we ever find out how much Hermiston Quintin, any monthly
they pay 1,500.
month? Okay. I've had several people talk to me about how we're monopolizing our facilities for people that are not even in our rec district. I'll just put that out there. And then they're also concerned with doing all the youth sports in the gym, but our paid members kind of feel slighted, I guess.
Mhm.
So I'm just throwing that out, that we just need to be mindful when we're scheduling that,
We are
we're not taking prime time, and you would know what prime time is, because I'm never there in the afternoon. Away from our paid members. So, yeah,
So we used to be that, and I agree with him, so are there times where our gym is completely used with youth?
Yeah.
And not open to the patrons?
Because we don't have anywhere else to practice. Cause
Well, you guys
the
are
high,
using-
high schools are using more of, the high school's using more of the Sam Boardman.
and we're mindful of that too.
Yeah.
We're gonna make
It's
some
just different
changes
this
going
year.
forward.
This year has just been different. So we have to kind of fix that or to work more with it. We've made it so that there's a couple of teams that practice like right after school. So like they literally are bus
Oh, they
tour.
both.
And they're very, and so then the kid parents just have to pick them at 5:30. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And, you know, I
We're
would say, you know, we're working with Mr. Boer on that. Trying to get scheduling. So we're trying not have that conflict.
And like I find all of them, I said, we're kind of transitioning into a new day and nothing perfect.
Yep.
So.
Yeah,
we'll
we
get there. I
definitely,
just wanted to bring it up.
definitely learned some things this last few months.
Yeah, that's hard. Anything else, David?
Nope.
John? Norma? If not, we'll call on you for number 11, soccer update.
So we started off a little bit slow with soccer. We're still taking kids in right now. Just last week, was it last week? 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks, had 5 new kids. For the women's, we had at least 21. So
Some good turnout.
yeah, the first one was kind of slow because it's like girls don't know if they want to show up or not. And we had 6 for the first one, then the second one we had 11. Then the third one we had the 21, and then this last one we had another 12.
Nice,
So
nice.
yeah, and kids, I want to say there's over 70 kids. Yeah,
How many days a week are you going?
just Fridays.
Just Fridays.
So we're using
Nice.
Windy River and we're also using Sanford. Because there was no way to put all those kids. We did it the first Friday. And it was crazy. We had 2 sections and it was just a lot. So, with all the kids coming in, we just decided to use Sanford also. And then we did have some kids that were not playing soccer, but were playing in the hallways at Sam Boardman, and they did crack one of their lights. So that all went to the insurance part. But nobody's allowed to play in the hallway. And that's when I was busy, so now I'm regulating that. I'm making sure the volunteers are doing their job and I'm outside making sure everybody's not in the hallways, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good turnout.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Alrighty, that is it. We are going to temporarily adjourn our regular meeting. What time is it? 7:23 and move into executive session. Under ORS 192.6602I to review and evaluate the employment related performance of the chief executive officer. Recording. We go. Uh-oh.
No.
Pushed it too many times.
No, it's
Really?
been that. There we go. We are reconvening our Boardman Park and Rec District January 23rd meeting at 7:59. If there's no further business before the board, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All right, I'm calling it. We're good. Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Okay, I think you just stop it now. There you go.
And down at the corner.